Welcome back to the Candid Conversation Show. Bienvenue dans Candid Conversation. Nous allons parler des topics un peu mon haïtien parler sur ça. My name is Muriel, and on the show, we discuss topics that are unspoken and taboo in our community. Our guest tonight is Vaughn Leon McCall. He will be sharing his journey on hair care and how stress can affect the hair growth and the importance of self-care.
Welcome to Candid Conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm just a happy person.
We know that. We know that.
we see. We're excited to have you here, and we want to hear about your background. Tell us about Vaughn.
Oh, wow.
Tell them about growing up in your household, in Vaughn's home.
I am a mama's boy. I am such a mama's boy. My mom took me everywhere. And church, I used to be there when she would do programs, help fold the programs. When we had the old machine, we had to turn. I would be right there. Everyone held me.
Yeah.
Just through that, I remember when my mom and dad got separated, I was about 5. Okay. And my mom, it just was life. We just would go along, and mom said, used to take me to garage sales, window shopping. I thought that was normal. Right. You know, you go window shopping and you plan to get stuff.
Right.
You know? and look, I didn't know I was poor until somebody called me poor, and I said, I'm not poor. My stomach ain't big, you know. And I was just, you know, we just can't get it yet, you know. But my mom was just so supportive and always there, always helping people. So that's all I knew. And then my pop came in my life who helped raise me, taught me golf. And it was different. A man that loved my mom and loved every one of her children. So, and the first time I ever saw, to me, real love was I wake up on Valentine's and I'm just used to rose petals being all around the house.
Wow.
With the rose head cut off and so that it will blossom out and open.
Oh,
and he would just do that. Sometimes in the middle of the year, just to say, baby, I love you.
But I think every child needs to grow up seeing that love in their home.
Absolutely.
I didn't know it wasn't coming. Because my dad was, my pop was just that guy that this was regular. His favorite song would, Anthony Hamilton is the one I remember the most. Because every time it come on, he would tap the back of the CD and say, turn that stuff up, some salvific words, and say, that's my song, no matter what the people say.
That's right.
I'm gonna love you anyway.
Yes.
You are my life.
What a good guy.
Oh, man. It was, so that's my mama.
Yeah.
That's all I know, as in love. No matter if you upset, at the end of the conversation, what you want to eat?
That's right. I agree.
Let it go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Move forward.
What you want to eat?
You have any brothers or sisters?
Oh, yes. I have, my mom had 5 children.
Okay. You the baby?
I am the baby.
Uh-oh.
I am
Spoiled rotten.
I don't know about that. But I'm the 5th child out of 5 children. I was born in Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. My grandmother was born in 1905, May 5th.
May 5th.
Yeah, my oldest son, he's born on my birthday, Cinco de Mayo.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter's the oldest.
I'm blessed.
She's my first gem jewel, my ride or die. We were right there. Even the first time when she got sick, because of how my mom raised me, I always wanted to know what she's going through. So to break her temperature, we both, and I got in our underwear in the tub, and I poured cold water on me, and then I would pour it on her. I said, we're going to go through this together.
That's nice.
And so,
Because of what you saw growing up.
yeah, and it was like, my mom was always in tune, always cracking jokes,
Yeah.
making us laugh. And, you know, I honor.
You come from a loving home.
Yeah.
Sound like you came from a loving
Yeah,
home.
I did.
And here you are.
Yeah, just trying to share love to everybody.
That's right. You know, most people don't know that I'm a licensed cosmetologist.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you that you played a great part, a very big part in that when I saw a man doing hair. Like this guy, he's cut, color, style, that Marcel iron. I'm like, wow. I just love to watch you work.
Oh,
And
man.
I had the privilege to have you do my hair a couple times. But you do
I am
awesome,
honored.
awesome work.
With hair is just the vehicle that God allowed me to be able to give, because I'm a giver by nature because of how my mom would, everyone needs help,
Right.
and I saw how it would change people's lives. When I was, my first job was hair.
Okay.
By accident, I went with a friend for an interview, and I got the job.
How old were you
From
then, though?
12
wow.
to 12 and a half to 15, 16, right before 16, I swept hair,
Okay.
trim the plants, greet people, go get food, just serving and doing what I naturally, would do. And at the age of 16, my oldest sister bought me a pair of clippers, and I started cutting hair from 16 to 19. When I graduated, I didn't get a golf scholarship.
That's what you
because
wanted?
Really? I really just wanted a golf scholarship so I can become
Tiger
electrical
Woods?
engineer.
Oh.
Actually, I wanted to be an electrical engineer. I always was inventive.
Okay.
So I was creating things
Okay.
to make stuff easier, and I just love it. So when I didn't get the golf scholarship, and I got ready to go to the airport, my first mentor paid for my down payment. He said, "You can pay me back."
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to hair school.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna work my way through college to be an engineer, electrical engineer.
So
And
you
now
wanted
I
to do
became-
both. You were thinking to do both.
Right, and I ended up being a hair engineer. That's
There
what I
you
tell
go.
people.
That's
I'm still
right.
an engineer.
I like that.
And so I love changing people's lives. I tell people,
And that
you
you
never
sure do.
know.
With the hair, you sure do.
You never know. You change someone's life just by allowing them to smile because you did their hair.
Yes.
Because no one gets the hair freshly done to go Lorraine Bobbitt, their husband.
Stop.
I'm sorry. Could I say
No,
that?
yeah.
They get their hair done to go somewhere
no,
to do
it
something.
changes you.
It
does.
does.
You could have a terrible day. There's many times I saw people that come in and they would just come by because of our personality, and I'm saying, no, come on, let's go ahead and do your hair. You're having a terrible week.
Let me help
And they
you.
were like, I don't have any money. I didn't ask you about money. I asked you, let me do your hair. And they would leave, and they, their week was changed because they got the hair done.
That's
Yes.
right. It makes you feel good.
And
does.
It makes you feel good.
Transforms you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess around the house you were talking about hair or whatever because on your 16th birthday, your sister bought you some clippers.
Did your mom do hair? Did
No.
anybody in the family do hair?
I was kind of the pioneer for my family. We had other people that started. Oh yes, you are absolutely right. My aunt that took me in when I was took me for half a year when I was in second grade.
Okay.
She was a huge beautician in New York. I
Okay.
almost forgot.
Okay.
And then she got into real estate.
Okay.
And so she had 3 salons. So and that's where she mostly got her real estate clients from.
It's from the salon.
And she made, and I forgot, she made a conditioner that was known all over New York, if I'm correct.
Okay.
And she was going to get passed down the formula, but
She-
now she's not dead. She
Okay.
just don't remember everything.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay because we're going to talk about you're creating things.
Oh.
So you just have it in you.
Yeah, I guess a little.
So tell us a little bit about alopecia. What would you say causes alopecia? Whether it's male, female, kids, whatever it is. What would you say?
I would say this. Alopecia is actually a general term that means baldness.
Right.
So, let me answer the question. Alopecia is caused by a disorder or a disease state.
Okay.
Something is wrong either on the epidermis, in the dermis, or within deeper than the skin. So when when doctors or physicians say, I have alopecia, you should say, from what? Or what type of alopecia?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a general term.
Yeah.
So if they said baldness and every professional wants to sound professional. It's you have alopecia areata.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, what type? What kind? Is it internal? Is it stemming from my thyroid, my
Right.
active or underactive thyroid? Is it because my my elimination system is out of order?
Yes.
Because all these affect your epidermis.
Okay.
Your derm and your hair lies within your epidermis. I mean your dermis, your skin. Let me just say the integument system. So if you have something wrong with your thyroid, your adrenal gland, your elimination, which is your liver and your urinary tract, or your elimination, and your small and large intestines, any of those can cause alopecia.
Okay.
So to say what causes alopecia, you have to find out where is it stemming from,
Right.
Okay.
and then start eliminating the things that could cause it. Stress. Stress is the one thing that they really can't tell you where it comes from. They just know stress is negative and it causes other things. When you break down to the scientific reasons of stress, it gets to a blank and they say, well, we know it's in this area. They cannot
Pinpoint it.
Pinpoint it exactly. All I just know, what the Bible says. Take no thought, mean don't stress out. Be cool, man. Find some way to get it off of you and keep it moving. Let it go, or die, like I like to say, die to that thing. Don't be afraid to lose it. Let it go and just say, you know what? Let me find something constructive to pour my efforts into, to take that off my mental. Now here we say the top of the crown, or between the crown and the apex. The apex is the highest point of the head. Somewhere in there, that's our stress area. That's the part of our brain where we think and we deal with stress, and a lot of times we just know when we stress out, we lose it. Like that was one of the things I started writing my book on, because I was a hair club member.
Oh, yeah?
and I was like, oh, and I was trying to solve problems for my clients that were losing. And then as I researched, a lot of things you can solve with foods, because they can help you de-stress, and also it's not just what you're eating, it's what you eliminate. So
you
most
might
of the
need in your diet.
times we need to flush the body.
Right.
Because we have a lot of GMO products,
Yeah.
and other things that we're intaking. We can't stop, all the negatives.
Right.
It's already in the camp. But what we can do is help our elimination process. If we start flushing our body regular, then a lot of things will resolve in itself. Our body is perfectly made, and it will actually fix itself. A lot of times they say, so what do you do for hair growth? All I did was create an environment for growth.
Okay.
On the epidermis as topically as I can, and I tell people, or tell them to eat more K2, more antioxidants,
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna
so
say
the
that.
body can run properly.
Right.
A lot of times it's not one thing that stops that causes the alopecia. It's normally a series or a
things.
complex things, and the body not eliminating the toxins.
Okay.
That's probably one of the biggest
main
things is we're not eliminating.
Okay.
And
Okay.
people say, oh, I drink my 8 ounces of water, but are you eating for hydration too?
Right.
Probably not. Yeah.
Right.
Because some of the main things are stress, diet, medicine, hair products,
Oh.
hair care products, what you're using in your
it's-
hair.
But you know what? I'll do like quick ones. Okay, what was the first one you named?
Stress.
Stress. Okay, calm down. That's what we got to find something to calm ourselves down. Put our mind on better things.
Right.
A lot of times it's like something I would say: are you have a negative conscience or a positive conscience?
Right.
If even when you read about millionaire success habits, that's one of the book my son had me reading, and one of the things it says the common person normally thinks of all the negative things that happen rather than what are the good that happen. And so we become more positive have a more positive mindset. Positive things are going to happen
Absolutely.
because we're speaking on them and we're believing on them. So now we have more of a positive. So that kills the stress. What's the next?
Diet.
Diet. we can't control all the negatives that come in. There's a lot of GMO. I tell anyone, go to the section of the meat market. Okay, we all go to the white and green place,
Yes.
grocery store, and ask them, say, where are your GMO
Products.
meats? They're going to point you to the smallest section.
Yes, that's true.
Think about it. Now, it could be 30 yards long, but the non-GMO meat would only be about
A small
5
section.
feet,
Yeah,
5
it's not that
yards.
big.
Because they know
And
most
it
people
costs
would
twice
not
as
buy
much.
it because it's too
Costs a
expensive.
lot. Yeah.
Right. So you could buy 3 steaks for $15, or you could buy 1 steak for $15. And when you're feeding a
Family.
household,
Right.
it's like, ooh. So what you need to do to counteract that is improve your elimination cycle in your body,
Right.
so you can get the toxins out. Because most of us have extremely numerable toxins built up, and we're not getting rid of them as fast as we're intaking
Taken.
them.
That's true. Medicine.
Medicine. Okay, some medicines we cannot get off of. So that goes right back to the elimination. Because when you have, I can't remember all the medicines and stuff, but remember this. Excuse me. There's 2 ways to fight the medicines, okay? One, it states that no medicines build up your immune system.
Okay.
They only tear down.
Yeah.
Foods will build your immune system and not tear it down. If you don't like that food, get another food that have the attributes and the features and benefits that
Right.
that one has. So find a healthy solution within that to build your immune system.
Okay.
Now, as the immune systems tear down, the body breaks down.
Okay.
So the key is get some of this stuff out. It goes right back to the elimination. Like in my book, I talk about different ways to flush the body. And if you're eating the proper foods, actually, the body will start to do what it's supposed to do regular.
Okay.
You know, 2-3 times a day
Right.
rather than once a week. Oh,
Yes.
we can go many ways.
That's right. We really
You know,
did.
So, and after medicines, so in other words, one of the main things is if you own a lot of medicines, you need to have a healthy supplement, improve your K2, your dark green leafy vegetables,
Okay.
and antioxidants. You know, and we can reduce on our meats if we increase our fruits and vegetables. Now, sometimes we all get off track, so that's why you need a great multivitamin that's rich and have a lot of probiotics in it, so it can balance you out,
Right.
and so that you can flush out the toxins. Everything is going to go back to intake
should be.
and outtake, and that a lot of times will resolve the alopecia
On
problem
its own.
and the bad skin.
Okay.
Because the skin is one of the ways the body, if it can't get it out through the urinary tract and the colon,
Right.
it's going to push it out through the skin.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
why sometimes you see people with dark spots here. That's actually represented in the colon. So if you finish cleaning the colon out, this will start clearing
Clearing
up.
up. But you've given us a lot of.
Yeah. I want to talk about this aqua scalp.
Oh, that's my.
That's your
Isaac.
baby.
That's my baby. And that was actually created after. It was a necessity. I had no intention because I worked for a product company, and I'm the chief educator for Straight Request Products since 1993, and I had a lot of input on a lot of the products. And when I created my book, I started telling everyone what to beware of.
Okay.
Be careful of this. Stay away from petroleum, mineral oil. Mineral oil is not an oil. I thought it was years ago.
Right.
But mineral oil is a derivative of petroleum. So what happens is petroleum type products, mineral oil, petroleum, they're not real oils. They're if you place them on your scalp, they create a film over the scalp to where you can't get moisture in. It's
Okay.
like laminating a paper and pouring water on the paper and expecting the paper to
To
get
go-
wet.
Yes,
It
it's not- it
won't.
won't.
It just rolls off because it gives it a slick surface.
Okay.
So we assume that's moisture. Now, paraffin, petroleum, mineral oil works on the hair shaft
Okay.
because it's dead.
Okay.
So it helps it helps preserve and coats it and gives it thermal protection. But the scalp is not so. It
Yes.
needs to breathe. The scalp lives. It when you get hot, the epidermis or the skin expands to regulate the body temperature. So it expands and it sweats and it cools the body down. And when it gets cold, the skin contracts to keep the heat inside. So it lives, it breathes, and it needs water.
We're going to call you Dr. Vaughn Leon.
No, I'm a hero.
That's
It's
right.
greater than a
That's
doctor.
right.
Hair hero.
That's right. You're right. I forgot.
So with
Okay,
Aqua Scalp,
Yes.
it's made of water because I'm taking the concept of what the body is made of.
That's right.
It's majority water. So water also plays a trick on the epidermis because when you apply water, you can't get it wet. You can't get moisture in until it becomes wet. So once the epidermis is wet, it's a trick on play on the hydrogen bonds. The hydrogen bonds relax, so it can go in. So anything that you place on it can go in. Now, one of the biggest problems that people are having, I said, beware of alcohols. Even if you have an alcohol in something, it takes on that alcohol trait, which is drying, dehydration. So when you have an alcohol before a glycerin, the glycerin or the oil, the moisture, is trying to counteract the drying effect.
Okay, I see.
Okay? And not saying it can't be done, but buyer beware. Now, when you have a glycerin and then you have an alcohol followed, it's to cut the moisture because it's probably too heavy. So they use the alcohol to cut. So it's not it's possible you can make it work, but not probable. Probable. I mean, you have to be careful because. So I just eliminate the alcohol totally.
Altogether.
Okay.
You know, and so if you see an OL at the end, buyer beware because of dehydration. Now, if you in my book I talk about if you have water, it's life. You have a tree. You know I'm churchy. So if you have a tree planted next to a brook, and one limb falls on the ground. After a while, the environment gets to it, and it becomes dehydrated, and it becomes brittle. You can take that branch, crush it with one hand, and I'm a hero. Okay. But if the other limb falls in the water, the branch is still dead. But 100 years could go by, and you couldn't break that limb. Why? Because hydration and moisture is present.
So that's
Water
what this
is
is.
life. So that's why Aqua Scalp. And it has a proprietary blend of essential oils, but not enough to make it greasy. Because I have a blended family, and so we have all cultures in our family.
That's right.
So it needs to be light enough to just go in and affect, but not has feeling and healing. A lot of products have vasodilators or stimulators in it, so there's feeling with no healing.
Okay. Wow. How can people get this? How can the audience get this?
The audience can come. We're presently building up hairheroelite.com, but right now you can go to thebreakagebook.com to the treatment page, and you can get some of the Aqua Scalp. It's there.
So tell us about the book, since we're talking about it, since you're talking about it. Tell us about this book. How can they get this book to get some more information
Just
on the
go
Aqua
to
Scalp?
Amazon.com. That's your quickest way right now because we're getting ready to do some a second edition because we're going to put Aqua Scalp in because Aqua Scalp because people couldn't find things without the negatives. And I was stressed because of that. So that's why I kept looking at it. And my boss said, just make it. Just formulate it yourself. And he took time out to teach me to formulate properly.
Very good.
And so for months and months, I was tweaking, adding, and taking away until I found the right blend.
The hair breakage. Go get it. Amazon.
Yes.
You practice healthy hair, and you have helped so many people, women, men, children. What keeps you going, creating, and inspiring?
The need to please, to resolve. The book was written to help people. Aqua Scalp was created to help people. I will never stop helping people. And I have a new mentor that's dead and gone.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And no. It's not. It was her time. And I've been sharing. I just learned about her this year. And her name is Annie T. Malone.
Okay.
I learned about her and her whole premise. Mine is a little bit broader in one aspect. Her premise was to help the black woman take care of her hair and take care of her family.
Okay.
And in 1900, she had a hair growth serum. In 1900, you can look it up.
Is that still around?
I don't know, but mine is.
So if you can't get that, you can
No,
get
it
this.
improved.
That's right.
But she did what she could with what she had back in
Back
the
then.
1900s.
When I immediately went to, I have an insatiable thirst right now to learn more about her, and she created Poro College in 1918, I think, and it was 5-story brick building, phenomenal brick building. She had her school to build the black woman up to learn to take care of her hair and her family. That was her main premise.
Yes.
Okay.
And she had she made their clothes for your uniforms were made right in that college.
Wow.
The products were manufactured right in that college.
Wow.
No,
She was
everyone knows
amazing.
who Madam C.J. Walker
Right.
was. Madam C.J. Walker actually is a student or a seed of Annie T.
Annie T.
Malone.
Malone.
Why don't we know about her?
Right.
Annie T. C.J. Walker may have been the first millionaire that produced her products and her hot comb and everything. But Annie T. Malone was a multimillionaire.
We forgot about her. Did we forget
Where
about
do-
her? We just
right.
didn't hear too
No, we
much
didn't.
about her.
We didn't hear
So
much.
why don't we know? She had schools in 32 cities. She had over 75,000 agents around the world.
She had it going on.
Right. She gave $25,000 to Howard Medical College, Tuskegee, and the YMC in the early 1900s. That's who I want to be, to create jobs for people and teach them about improving their lives.
Okay.
And we can all do that through hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've been talking about hair.
That's
What
right.
do you do for fun?
Hair. No,
That makes him
Bible
happy.
study.
Okay, good.
I've been a student of hair and continuously learning. Because one of my premise that gives me my job is a lot of the major color companies and companies are not breaking down the education so that we can learn as the
So make it simple.
Right,
Why
that's
don't you
my job.
make it simple?
That's what I just signed with Illy Hair Fashion.
Colors for, you know how they have
Colors
books
for
for dummies?
dummies? Okay.
So colors for dummies. Do something like that.
Well, right now, we're putting together an educational program to teach the minorities
Okay.
in North America. We're presently doing it right now.
Very good.
We have a photo shoot for the literature and everything.
Share with the viewers how they can contact you. I wish we had a couple hours because you have so much
Knowledge,
information,
yes.
so much knowledge that we cannot get through it in 30 minutes.
Okay.
How
First
can
of
they
all,
contact you?
our upcoming website, it's launching very soon, is hairheroelite.com. And you can follow me on Instagram under Aquascalp, or you can type in Hair Hero Elite on Instagram, both on Instagram. Facebook, it's thebreakagebook.com, how to not lose your hair. That's my baby, and it's gonna grow. And we have an ebook coming out and an audio book appendage coming out with the ebook.
Good.
So that people can listen and drive their way to success and education.
That's right.
You can also follow us on YouTube on Hair Hero Elite. We're launching it presently right now also. But just Hair Hero Elite is how you find me. And just follow me, subscribe, share, and just come talk to me.
We thank you
sure
so
will.
much for joining us, Muriel and I. We appreciate you coming out
I am
and
so
sharing
honored.
all this knowledge. I cannot wait to try this aqua
Yes.
scalp.
Well, that is yours. And that
you.
is yours.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
and a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot. And you put it on, massage it in, and enjoy the healing.
We'll
All
have
right.
to tell you all about it.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. We want to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in tonight. Please tune in next Tuesday for another transformational show. Your hair is an expression of who you are. Self-care is essential in improving our mood and our emotional and physical well-being. Having a well-cared-for body, mind, and soul can make you feel good about yourself and your life. A recipe for disaster is when you neglect yourself. Rest and self-care are so important. When you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. Thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversations.
Thank you.